Gather your supplies and scout out some mammoths because we're getting ready to play A Year of Survival. My name is Colton, and this is Riley with Smile in a Box Games, and we've created this experience just for you. In this game, 4 to 6 players will be working together to feed your group throughout the year and save enough food for wintertime. You'll be crafting tools, scouting ahead, and going on expeditions, but watch out, it's a dangerous world out there. In this game, there are 2 decks of cards and 1 active player card. The first deck has item cards. These are cards that players will collect and use on their various expeditions. There are 6 types of item cards. The weapons, traps, tools, and packs are the 4 basic categories of items. Each of these categories has its own pattern and color associated with it. Skill cards display 2 categories. When played, players can choose which of the 2 categories to play the card as. Knowledge cards are wild. They can be played to fulfill any of the 4 categories. The second deck is food cards. These cards will be the cards that players work together to try and harvest. There are 3 types of food cards: Hunt, Gather, and Ambush. These types are spread across 3 seasons: spring, summer, and autumn. Each food card, regardless of type, has points and a list of requirements. The requirements listed on a food card will tell the players what items are needed to obtain it. Hunt and Gather cards are pretty similar, but Hunt cards are a bit more challenging. Ambush cards are a little bit different. They're not worth any points, and they always have 6 requirements, no matter the season. The final game component is the active player card. When a player has this card in front of them, it indicates to everyone else that it is their turn. When their turn is over, they pass it on to the next player. Before the game, shuffle each season of the food deck. Then, assemble the deck by placing autumn first, then summer next, and spring last, so it's at the very top of the deck. Deal 6 food cards face down in 2 rows, and place the food deck to their left. Next, shuffle all the item cards and deal 4 cards to each player. Feel free to share what you have with other players so you can work well together. Deal 3 cards face up in a row and place the deck face down to their left. Your setup should look something like this. The first player will be the player who most recently had a birthday. Happy birthday, by the way, but no time to celebrate now. Give this player the active player card, and then they can begin their turn. There are 3 actions a player can take on their turn: explore, craft, or scout. Choosing to explore will lead their group on an expedition to gain food. The player needs to decide if they want to go on a short, medium, or long expedition. When the length of the expedition is decided, the group flips over the appropriate cards and can discuss what food card they want to obtain. The active player will make the final decision, and players will play item cards from their hand to try and meet the requirements of the food card. The active player is the only player who must contribute a card. If the group succeeds, congratulations, place the food card into your victory pile. If the group fails, they gain nothing. Players must go after an ambush card if one is revealed during an expedition. If they succeed, they're able to take the lowest valued food card revealed. If the group doesn't succeed in ambush, every player discards 1 card from their hand, and the active player dies from the battle. Their cards should be distributed clockwise around the group of players, and they will remain dead until their next turn, when they can craft new items and enter the game again as a new player. After every expedition, no matter the outcome, discard all extra revealed food cards and any item cards used during the expedition. Be sure to replace all the used food cards. When the current season runs out of cards, wait until all cards from that season are gone before moving on to the next season. Choosing to craft will give the active player new item cards. They may take any combination of 2 item cards, either from the deck or the revealed row. But crafting items has a cost, and you must discard the 2 food cards farthest from the food deck. Slide over the remaining cards and replenish the closest column if possible. Replenish any item cards drawn from the row before the next turn. If the item deck runs out, simply shuffle discarded item cards to remake the deck. The last action available to the active player is the Scout action. To scout, first pay the cost by discarding the top leftmost food card and promptly replacing it if possible. Then, choose any 2 food cards and flip them face up. Once all the players have seen them, flip them back over so they're face down again. While you're trying to save up food for winter, it's also important that your group is getting enough food throughout the year. At the end of spring and summer, count your score. The group must have at least 4 points by the end of spring and 6 by the end of summer. Whenever the group fails a checkpoint, every player must discard 1 item card, and the current active player dies of starvation. Their cards are distributed to the rest of the group in a clockwise direction. Once all of the autumn cards have been earned or discarded, bundle up because winter has arrived, triggering the end of the game. This means that your group's final score can be counted. With 9 points or fewer, you didn't harvest enough food to last the winter, and your entire group completely starves and dies out. With 10 to 14 points, you will have a very rough winter. Most people will scrape by, but there will be a few losses. With 15 to 19 points, you collected enough food for everyone to survive the winter. With 20 or more, you have achieved abundance. Everyone has full bellies throughout the whole winter, and your group prospers. Well, we hope you enjoy playing this game as much as we enjoyed making it. Good luck out there, and watch out for those ambushes. Youch!